gentlemen, the biggest name.
You're locked on to Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Lloyd used to play this bumper, and I thought that was it at first because it kind of started the same, but then it got good. But Lloyd used to play this song with just like this horrible piano music at the first. And it sounded like one of those videos where a cat gets on a piano and just starts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like.
Speaking of cats, we're having cat wars at my house, man.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that. You got the upstairs cat and the downstairs cat.
Yeah, my daughter moved in for just a couple months, and they have a cat, and we have one. So we thought it better just keep them apart. Our cat's kind of an
keep
old.
them separated.
Very, very territorial cat. So it's been kind of a challenge. Trying to keep the two apart, trying to keep them both loved and cared for.
Do you think if you just opened the door and just let them, like, they would fight, or are they just big talkers? They're like on Twitter guys, like, you know, like they're going to talk a lot, but ultimately nothing's going to happen.
My cat comes home all the time with all sorts of scrapes and stuff.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, my cat is a scrappy cat.
Okay.
Which I like.
It's a little bit like, you know.
It's kind of like Lloyd showed me a video of X-Man. Was it X-Man?
Z-Man.
Huh?
Z.
Oh, Z-Man.
Oh, yeah.
That's Xavier with a Z.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Z.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, now I do. But he showed me you got an 0-2 count, and he stood in there choked up, like visibly choked up, hit one to right field, waited on it. Whap!
On an 0-2,
After,
huh?
On an 0-2.
After fighting me about choking. I don't like to choke up. Trust me.
It works.
Shorten the bat. Shorten the swing. Trust me.
And he
Boom.
did it.
And
Does
he was
the first
pleased.
time, hit.
Were you yelling at him, or did he just do it on its own?
No, he did it on his own.
Look at
I
that.
worked on it with him. I
That's
said,
a
hey,
proud
trust me,
dad
you get
moment
0-2,
right
you
there.
choke up.
And it was out, you know, he took one that I felt like looked to be a ball high and outside, but the dude kind of came back outside and he didn't try to pull. He just went with it right to right
over
field.
second baseman. Yeah. Beautiful.
So, all right. So, as a dad, are you like, way to go? Or are you like, about time? Like?
No, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah.
You're very. I just want to know, like, are you how generous are you with the praise? Because are you like Todd Marinovich's dad, or like what?
I can always find things that I can.
I think
critique.
you know the answer to that.
Yeah,
I can always find things to critique. Absolutely.
Got Earl Woods over here.
But I didn't. Hey, 0-2 count. I was like, that's what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
You got down 0-2, and you did that?
That's
Fought it
gritty.
off?
That's gritty.
How upset would you be if he struck out looking?
Oh, I don't like strikeout looking.
I know.
No. I would. Yeah, that's a no. Anything close, you get the bat on it.
Yeah.
Put it in play. Yeah, we don't do that. We've been through that.
You go Merle. You go down swinging.
You go down swinging. Yes, absolutely. If you could put the bat on it, you protect.
Yeah.
Well, and he did. Proud dad
He broke
moment.
that habit.
And when my cat comes home with a scratch, I'm like, okay, you're a
Attaboy.
fighter. I like that.
Attaboy.
Defend the homeland.
Yep. Who knows what he's getting into out there? But he comes home and he's like, "All right, where's the food?"
Yeah, he just point me in. He loves Temptations. He just goes crazy for them. They're these little cat treats.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the band, like you put a little old
the
vinyl,
Temptations,
the old
no.
Temptations on.
No, different type. It's a food, and he just devours it. I can't get him enough of those things. It's aptly named. Temptations. He gives in plenty, full at a time.
You drop a little catnip for him every now and then, just to.
Oh yeah, for sure. I actually bought him these gummies that, and you can't warn a cat.
There's cat gummies.
They're a chill gummy. It's not
Yeah.
the gummy, but they have them, and you can kind of sneak them in their food. And so I was like, I wonder if he took it, and he came in. He looked like it. He looked like Ed Asner. I've never seen a cat with bags under his eyes.
Dude just blazed out of his mind.
He was looking at me like, "What have you done to me, man?"
You got some temptations, dude.
I just laid it. I was like, "Yeah, let me just. You'll be okay soon."
just sleep it off. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Oh man.
So Thurl Bailey's going to join us. We'll talk some jazz with him. I am on a mission to either get Thurl or Bowler on the dais for the draft lottery. I don't know who yet. I know you're tight with Ryan, but I'm curious to know who Ryan's going to send to the podium.
I am too. I'm as curious as you are.
Because there needs to be some good juju out there.
Man, honestly though, I know we got to talk about it, but I'm going to leave it at a distance because I've really given my heart and soul to it a couple times, and It's just
Last year we got burnt.
Yeah, so I think for the betterment of the organization, I'm just going to be involved, but just be hover.
All right, time to classy up this joint. The man himself, Thurl Bailey, kind enough to join us right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Big T, how are you?
What's up, my guys? How you guys doing?
Look, that's the kind of positive energy we need right now. Man, it's good to hear your voice. We're good.
Oh, it's good to hear you guys. I miss you already.
Yeah, well, I don't get to see you like I used to, like about 4 times a week, but I appreciate you jumping on today, man. It's awesome to have you. And you obviously were actually the person I heard from, but obviously a tough thing with Jose Ortiz, former teammate and Jazz family member, passed away today at 62. Just your thoughts on that.
Well, Jose was an amazing man. We were really, really good friends when he came here. The Jazz drafted him here. I know his stay wasn't long, but we continued to stay in touch. We actually met up against each other when we both played in Greece, and we just kept in touch over the years. And it's just sad, just way too soon. And so, yeah, I sent out a rest in peace message to him and his family, and it's a tough loss. I mean, that basketball fraternity, as you know, is a big one, but there is a connection there, especially with guys that you spend time with.
Was he a little bit ahead of his time in terms of his game?
I think so. He was actually, I believe, the first Puerto Rican player of Puerto Rican descent to be drafted into the NBA. And he actually didn't come right away. He took a different path. He got a better offer overseas, but he did end up coming over. He was a very versatile big. When he first started, he wasn't physically, I think, prepared, but, he later really worked in the weight room and got muscled up and improved his game. So, yeah, I think kind of like me in a way. I mean, I was kind of a late bloomer, but I think, for where he grew up, he was probably way ahead of his time. But when he came to the NBA level, I think it was kind of a difficult adjustment for him, but he certainly had a great, great career overseas.
Thurl, how were into the hockey did you get? Were you like the rest of us and kind of locked into that, or have you kind of taken a break from all things competitive sports after a crazy run that we know you go on?
No, you know what? I was pretty locked in, and it's unusual because I've never really attended. That was really my first pro hockey game.
Wow.
It was my first, but I felt like it wasn't. I mean, I feel like the Mammoth are part of the family, and I'm definitely going to support them. Didn't really have a lot of opportunities, as when we traveled, they were here, or we both were traveling at the same time. But I've gotten to meet a lot of the guys, and man, the atmosphere. I know how that playoff atmosphere feels in basketball, especially with the Jazz, but it was electric. It was just nice to be a part of that atmosphere. I know it was tough getting knocked out of the first round, but those guys will be back strong, I'm sure, next season.
How important is that? Because you got a couple of guys on that team that knew what the playoffs were like. But you can try to tell guys, I'm sure, guys, when you came into the NBA, like, hey, when the playoffs happen, this is going to happen. It's going to be this more physical. The refs aren't going to blow whistles. They're going to try to just knock your lights out. And you can mentally try to prepare it but until you actually go through it, what's that like? I mean, because I think the NHL guys had a little bit of an adjustment, and I'm sure when the Jazz make the playoffs next year, you like how I did that, when they make the playoffs next year, I'm sure there'll be a little bit of an adjustment there for these young guys as well.
There is an adjustment. It really ends up being almost a different season. Everything is amped up, from your fans to, especially in hockey, from your fans to the production of it all. I mean, the production of that game was freaking amazing to me to watch. All the digital stuff that was going on. It was fun. And I didn't really have a reference when I came to the Jazz because nobody had made the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
team hadn't made the playoffs, and my rookie season was the first time that the Jazz had done that. And so we really didn't know what to expect. We were kind of going off adrenaline, the excitement of the city and everything. But, once you experience it, man, it's a whole different almost preparation. You get amped up for it, and you kind of have to settle down a little bit when game time comes because you're so amped up and kind of fall into place.
I know we see the game a lot the same as why we connected many years ago while I was trying to recruit your kid, and we didn't have success getting Brendo, but we formed a friendship over the years. And one guy that I really respect when I talk basketball with, but you got to love what Ant did last night in the face of, guys seeming sometimes to take the easy way out. The dude faced it head on and led his team to winning that game. And just your thoughts on that game last night.
I really love watching him, and I said maybe a little over a year ago, season or two ago, that I think he could be the face of this league. Now, a lot goes into that, right? Winning and doing the right things, sometimes saying the right things. But he is so talented. And I don't throw this around. I mean, I don't make a comparison. Don't get me wrong, people who are listening. But he has some Jordan-esque basketball qualities. And he is so athletic, and he's starting to really get a lot smarter. I think Minnesota has put him in a situation where obviously he's the first option, but he's learning how to play with his teammates now. He's just incredible to watch, especially when you come back off an injury and you're probably not 100%, but you go out and you play strong. I listened to his interview afterwards, and it wasn't even about the win, right? It was about how he could be better and the mistakes he made, not rebounding the way he should, even though they got the win. So I like where he's headed, Coach. I think as a person, I think he's continuing. He's still a young player in this league and trying to grasp what it means to be a star, a potential superstar. So that was a big win for them, and he definitely was a catalyst.
Obviously, you got a guy like Wemby who just is a monster defensively with those 12 block shots, but I thought Rudy did a good job defensively against him. I thought that Julius Randle did a good job defensively against him. 11 points on 5 of 17 from the field, 0 of 3 from the three-point line. That's a young man trying to find his way in the playoffs as well.
He is. I mean, he's an anomaly in this game. And so I think what he really is learning how to do, and I'm not sure, how this is really going to fare for him, is because he doesn't play a ton inside. When he does, he's in that dunk spot, or he's in that atmosphere, that area where no one else is. They can throw it up. He came down on a downhill dribble and just ran in and dunked it with two hands. I mean, to be that size and to have that ability is just crazy. So I thought Julius Randle made him work inside. When you have that kind of lower leverage and you put it in those legs, it's tough. It's tough for him to kind of maneuver down there. His three-point shot wasn't going well. So, but man, he had a triple-double anyway with blocked shots. That's not nothing. That's pretty spectacular.
What's your take on the Knicks right now? Look to be the favorites in the East and playing really well.
Yeah, I think they're going to run through Philly. I mean, Philly's going to have some moments. I'm not totally sold on Embiid. I don't know if I ever have been, and maybe it's because he's been injured enough. I know he was MVP of the league a few years ago, but his style, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I think they can be really, really good. They may win a game, but I like the Knicks and how they're playing right now. They are my favorites in the East.
You surprised that Boston got bounced?
I was. Yeah, I was. I mean, I thought that they've got the build in that team that should have, taken them to the next round. But, injuries obviously play a role in that. But, Yeah, I was really surprised that they got beat.
When you're a team that relies on that three-point shot as much as they do, and you go cold, it can be a problem. And I know all the nerds out there want that three-point shot up as many times as possible, but it can come back and bite you if you're not careful.
Yeah, especially on a night when you're not making them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough, especially, and Coach might agree with this, especially in the playoffs where your scores are probably going to be a little lower, right? Because you're not getting as many fast breaks. The defense may be playing you a little bit full court at times, and everybody knows everybody. I mean, you're playing multiple games against teams, so the game plan for three-point shooters is to make it hard for them. And so I think that's what the Sixers did. I mean, I thought actually that Boston had the better team, but when you're not hitting that shot that you rely on so well, you're going to struggle.
How excited are you that the boat is carrying on Tank River? We're off, and we're headed for brighter things here in the near future. The last 4 years, having broadcasted as well, it gets challenging because this brand means something to us, and being able to be out there and see this team be successful is kind of what we all want. But it has been a process. What are you most excited about getting into next year, Thurl?
Well, first of all, we all do want that, but we also are astute enough to understand what it takes to get that, right?
Correct.
And if you look around this league, that is really the game you have to play. Now, look, the rules are set up that way, and the system's going to be taken advantage of as much as it can be. But I think my excitement, even in those few tough years that we've had to go through, is getting past that to what we all, I think, in our minds have imagined what it could be. And I don't think that picture is far off in my head and you guys' head. The potential that we have and how good a team we can be on paper or in our vision. But I'm ready for that to come alive. The biggest thing I think I was excited about was that we did have a chance for guys to develop into strong players and potential stars in this league. I think Bryce Sensabaugh is a future star in this league. I'm not sure he gets that if he doesn't get those minutes. Kyle Filipowski does not kind of break out of his shell and show us what he really can do if he doesn't get those minutes. Isaiah Collier, same way, Ace Bailey. So, yeah, I'm ready to see what the nucleus I kind of know what the nucleus is. I'm ready to see what the supporting cast is going to be like, the rotation. And there's no doubt we're going to have some size. So ready to see how Coach Will Hardy schemes are going to take advantage of all those talent.
For a guy like Will, and you've been around him and you've seen his coaching style and what he brings to the table, to know that, the reins are off and go out and win some games, I'm really curious to see him really flourish as a coach, because this will be an opportunity. The one time we really saw a Will Hardy team without any real, restrictions, whether they're self-imposed or not, was that first part of his first year as a head coach. And that team got off to a really great start. And since then, there's always been some limitations on the roster. But I think giving him a full locker room with some guns, and I think we're going to see a good team right out of the gate.
Well, we talk so much about, how excited we are for the players, and the players are, obviously excited to get moving on into this next season. But I think Will Hardy, I'm excited for him more than anyone, because first of all, he understands. He's got a commitment from this team. This is an impatient league. You've seen that over the last week or so with coaches getting fired and moving on. But he knows he's got the commitment from Ryan. And so I'm excited for him because I've been able to watch him, even in the tough times, carry himself and also keep the culture of the team, which is hard to do, guys. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's so hard to do in the situation like the Jazz have been in the last few years. But think about it. There hasn't been anything coming out of the locker room. There hasn't been anybody going on, going on record talking about how dissatisfied. I mean, you don't get that. And I think it really starts with Coach Will Hardy and the culture that he's developed and what he's talked to this team about where this team can go and where they can be. So I'm really excited for him. He's a great coach. And we even saw that last year and the year before, even with the lineups that were out there. I love the fact that he's got a staff that is really focused on developing these players. So I'm really excited for Will this coming season.
Hey, Thurl, tell me a little bit, and all of us, about your podcast. I saw that you have a podcast out there, and you've had great guests on there. You talk about all sorts of great stuff. Give us a little flavor on that one, my guy.
Well, it's called Rise and Grind, man, and we've all done it, right? I mean, how'd you guys get to where you are today? You had a goal in mind. You decided at some point this is what you wanted to do. However, it started for you.
A Honda Civic?
Right?
Oh, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the grind part, right? And the rise is, you've got to have something that gets you up in the morning, some kind of purpose. And so there's so many people out there that want to be successful, as you guys know, but they've got this other them that sometimes talks them out of it, or other people that don't give them, a chance to do it. And you guys have been around sports enough to know that that's a lot of the stories, but it's not just in sports. It's in, it's in every vocation. It's in everything. So, I do have some great guests. Lee Steinberg is coming up, and he was.
Nice.
And if you guys know Lee, man, just his story about. I met him when he was at the top of his game many years ago, and of course he fell from grace, had an alcohol problem, but he talks about it. He has a new book out called The Comeback. So he's coming up. Scott O'Neill, who heads Live Golf, he's coming up as well, talking about his tenure in the NBA and what he wanted to do as he grew up in this sports arena. So yeah, it's stories, it's journeys, it's the grind, and hopefully people can learn from it. Doesn't matter what age you are. Hopefully people can learn from the stories they hear, and you can get it wherever you find your podcast. There's a YouTube version and obviously an audio version wherever you download your podcast from. Rise and Grind.
Rise and Grind. Love it. Is there, when you talk to guys in sports or business or entertainment, all these people that have been successful, do you find any common traits that are consistent among all these guys that are ultimately very successful?
Yep. Failure. That's the common trait, right? I don't know if anyone can have the success they want without going through some tough times, and so it's really refreshing to hear these guests open up about real things, about having real issues like we all have, and how they were able to climb out of it, not by themselves, but just coming to the fact that, I've got to get help to get out of this pit, whatever that pit is for you. And so we all have that story. So it's great for other people to hear other people from different arenas talk about it.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that think failure means that's the end of that journey or the end of that goal, when in reality, it can just be a part of it and part of that journey and part of the story.
That is so right. And it's maybe the most important part when it comes to teaching, because everybody can be hunky-dory. I mean, it's kind of like, sports. everybody's getting along. Everybody loves it when you're winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the sign of the true testament of who you are is how you handle those rainy days, the times when things look bleak, and you know how you get up and carry on and keep that ultimate goal in mind.
Thurl, I'm just looking at your basketball reference and realizing you only missed 2 games in your first 9 years in the league. Is that true?
Oh yeah, man! I didn't. You kidding me? Wasn't about to miss.
No load management for our guy here.
Wasn't about to miss.
Look at you go, dog.
There was some nights, you know, I was maybe coming off an injury, but if I was 75, 80%, I was putting that uniform on, and that was that's just how we were. I mean, that's just you know, John was like that, Carl was like that. I think that era was, look, these people come to watch you perform and do your thing tonight. So on a personal level, I didn't want to disappoint. And so, yeah, I missed 15 games, I think, in my total career, including overseas, in 16 years.
You are correct. I just did the math, buddy. Not on the air, though.
That's okay. But, yeah, what a great game. It's still a great game. I love watching the playoffs, and I'm excited for where this Jazz team could be next season.
I've got to imagine if somebody came into that locker room in the late 80s and told Carl or John or you, like, hey, I can't go. You know, I think I may have twisted my ankle. It just doesn't feel 100%, so I'm going to sit this one out. I can't imagine how that would go over in that locker room. There was probably, even if nothing was said, a lot of self-policing going on, being like, hey, you know what? If you've got all 4 limbs and you can breathe and you've got a heartbeat, then you're out there on the court.
First of all, they wouldn't have come in saying that.
Yeah.
They knew better.
They already know already.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're not – they already know already. So the one thing Jerry and Frank used to say is, look, you don't need to be a hero. This is a physical game. If you can't go, you can't go. We get it. Not trying to, you know, hurt you any further. But if you decide to put that uniform on, I don't want any excuses. Right? I don't want you to be a hero, but you put that uniform on, that tells me you're ready to rock. So that's how we approached it. And that's why you didn't see a lot of missed games out of those guys back in the day, too.
The great Thurl Bailey right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Big T, thanks for your time. As always, we appreciate it, and looking forward to future conversations down the line and checking out that Rise and Grind podcast. Just search Rise and Grind wherever you get your podcast, whatever platform you prefer, and you'll be able to get a lot more Big T knowledge and wisdom right there. And
both of you, congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
Fired up, man. Absolutely fired up.
I feel
you'll be great.
I feel bad for Scotty, but you know I'm thrilled for myself.
Yeah, I felt bad for Scotty too initially, but
you know.
Thanks, Thurl.
My man.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys.
There he is, Thurl Bailey, right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Hard-pressed to find a better human being than that.
I was so intimidated when, had to go in and recruit guys. I had to recruit these guys whose dads had played and made these names for themselves, and you just wanted to handle yourself right,
Yeah.
But, man, what an incredible dude right from the very first day, and has not changed one iota. He's the same dude. I love him.
And every time that I'm down there in the pit, I take a picture of that spot on the court. I'm like, hey, you still have a hard time wrapping your brain around the fact that a national championship game was played in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But that North Carolina State team right there on that court winning a national title.
I lost my first.
That's why.
I lost my first wager that night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You had Houston.
I had Houston. I had $1 on it with my brother-in-law.
Wow.
And shout out to Jeff. He's since passed, but he taught me the fine art of, losing your first bet.
Yeah. Usually you always win your first bet because that's why you keep coming back. You're trying to get.
They were the heavy favorite.
Oh yeah, that was a no-brainer. I mean, did he give you points too, or
no? I didn't understand the whole. Yeah, it was just win-lose. I was in a perfect spot.
Wow. All right, 1:30, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. A little sports roulette coming up next.
It's time to spin the wheel and talk some sports. This is Sports Roulette on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. The coach, Tim LaComb. I'm Scott Garrard. Just holding on to those coattails, man.
No, that is not true, and we're having fun. I've laughed today. Today's made me chuckle. Got me a couple times. I'll go into detail.
You and your BFF, Thurl, and everybody else.
It's fun to reconnect with all these great friends of mine.
See how they come around when you get a show?
Nah.
Yeah, I think the horn might be making a significant contribution to the show.
But honestly, you know what's so cool about JT and Thurl? They're two guys that would, if I was like, holding an event today at the Five and Dime, they'd be there.
Yep.
It's just, you get relationships that mean something and good people. That's what this is all about.
Oh yeah, no, and honestly, when you think of the people that you've come in contact with, and even me throughout the years, there's certain people you just love to be around, and that's kind of what we want to build on this show. Just a couple dudes hanging out with their friends, having some fun.
That's it. Because this is sport, but at the end of the day, you peel it right down. It's just people doing it.
Yeah.
And the great stories are in the people, are they not?
Oh, 1,000%. Hey, KSL Sports Zone and Beehive Meals are honoring people that impact youth sports in our communities. Nominate the youth sports volunteer for the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week at KSLSports.com/contests. All right, let's get to it. Fire up that wheel.
Ant-Man playing in the wrong decade.
Spent a lot of time talking about this today as Anthony Edwards says, knee problems, don't care. Bone bruise, no worries. I'm playing. And he plays well. 25 minutes, has 18 points, and was absolutely critical, hitting a big three over the top of Wemby late in that game. But Anthony Edwards, just huge night, looking like he was right out of, old school, late 80s basketball. That guy is for all the things that we complain about in the NBA for us old guys, we should be celebrating Anthony Edwards for what he did last night.
I totally agree. And I love the fact that, this team was fractured a little bit early in the year, and they've gone through all sorts of ups and downs. But at the end of the day, it's like, Thurl said, these guys know how to handle the playoffs. They've really leaned into each other. And you can do that when your best player's cooperative. And the fact that it says everything to me that not only did he play, but, he agreed to come off the bench because that's how Finch thought the best use of his time would be. So he was able to do that and come off the bench and put his ego to the side. I mean, there are guys in this league that wouldn't do that. Lots of guys in this league. If I'm coming back, I'm starting.
Remember the old Carlos Boozer line? Craig Bolerjack interviewed him, and he was coming back off injury, and Bowler asked him if he'd be willing to come off the bench because Paul Millsap was playing really well. And Carlos looks at him and says, I'm a starter, period. End of story. It's like, okay, all right. Yeah, I get Bowler talking about, Bowler loves to tell that story.
I'm a starter, period.
I'm a starter.
I can just hear it.
Period. No ifs, ands, buts about it. All right, so you think this sucker is going 7, though?
I do.
It does feel like this is going to be a real epic battle.
I totally agree. That game last night was played so well, and the freakish nature of Wemby and some of the things he does just blow your mind. I think Finch is a really good coach, and he's got this team primed to go do it. It was awesome to see Mike Conley out there. If they have any kind of issues with depth, there's not much more to go.
Yeah.
So they got to make this work. But yeah, I think kudos honestly to Ant. In a day and age we talk about injury management and how to maybe get out of games. This dude's trying to get him as soon as he can.
All right, Lloyd, spin it.
LT is okay.
LT is okay. Lawrence Taylor, who was in the hospital since you go back to April 20th, dealing with according to sources, a stomach virus, I think. Stomach-related issue is exactly what they're calling it. Has been in the hospital for nearly 2.5 weeks, was finally released. His agent said he is grateful now to be on the road to recovery and hopes to be back on the golf course soon. Mr. Taylor would also like to sincerely thank everyone for the outpouring of love, support, and prayers. Look, I am a huge Lawrence Taylor fan. I know he's not a particularly good human being, but Lawrence Taylor, the football player, I will always be a fan of, even though he did wreck my Broncos in a Super Bowl once. I don't care. LT, the football player, was must-watch. Before we ever really got into really enjoying pass rushers, he was like the first that could just wreck a game and take over a game single-handedly. And
it was about more to him than just getting the sack. Like, he wanted to inflict pain.
Yes.
And was just so amazing to watch. He actually is I have 2 mini helmets in my little guitar room, and LT's one of them, and the other is Ray Lewis, because I felt like, again, off the field, lots of things you can talk about, but on the field, those guys were warriors and absolute, just like I said, they wanted to hurt you, not just win, but they wanted to hurt you.
Yeah, look, the 86 Bears always gets put up on this pedestal as the best defense ever, and they probably are. I would put the 2000 Ravens ahead of them. I know I'm nerding out here a little bit, but that 87, 88 Giants team, they were a problem.
They were a problem, absolute problem. And a couple of years ago, I went to a gala in Beverly Hills and got to meet LT. I was actually walking to the restroom, and I about got got trucked, and I looked over, and it was hot. It was an outdoor thing, and he was sweating like crazy. And I stopped him, and I was like, "Hey, man, you are a guy I want to say hi to." And he's like, thanks, man.
Oh, he was cool.
Really cool. He was great. Absolutely.
I could see that going.
I know.
Ways.
I thought of that too.
Yeah.
But I went in and I didn't get popped. So.
Well, that's good, because it would not be fun to be on the business end of that one. All right, spin it, Lloyd.
Fun battle in Vegas.
All right. Okay, I know, Lloyd. I have some fun at the Raiders' expense. This one, I am cheering. This is hard, too, because we got a guy with some local ties up against one of my favorite stories in all of college football last year. So Matt Gay, former University of Utah kicker, is now in a battle to be the kicker for the Las Vegas Raiders. But he is going up against Kenzie Matsuzawa, who I think is one of the greatest stories in college football over the last year. So he was they called him Tokyo Toe, and he was a guy.
I've heard of the Tokyo Toe.
He was a guy that learned how to kick while watching YouTube videos, working at a restaurant. And he thought, I could do that. So he watches YouTube videos on how to kick. And he starts going out to a local high school and starts practicing. And last year, that dude was money kicking the football. That dude did not miss, and ended up winning a bunch of awards. I am actually, and I know this sucks, but Matt Gay has had a nice NFL career. I am actually rooting for the Tokyo Toe to be your new kicker next year, Lloyd, because I think he'll be great.
Let's go to the judge. Judge, what do you say on that one?
I don't know. I don't know who's the better out of the two. Whoever's
I just want the better guy for us.
Just give me the better guy. I don't care if it's Matt or if it's the Tokyo Toe. I'll take whoever is the better. Their last kicker was terrible last year.
I'm great. A good story is always. I'm a sucker for a good story.
You are hard pressed to find a better story than Tokyo Toe. Did you even know about him before?
I had heard about the Tokyo Toe.
All right. Okay.
His tail, that comes from a long ways.
Yeah. I mean, I chatted with him for about 10 seconds when Utah State played Hawaii. And just a dude that just looked like he was just happy to be living the dream. You know, when people live the dream, but they don't know they're living the dream until after the dream's over, he realized fully that he was living the dream.
This is a dream.
And he goes, I might be on borrowed time here, but I'm going to enjoy every second of it. He was like a cult figure there on the islands kicking for Hawaii. They didn't have a lot going for him, but they had him, and that dude was really fun.
What if they say in Raiders lore, 20, 30 years down the road, it was that season we brought in Fernando and the Tokyo Toe.
Fernando and the Tokyo Toe.
That was an interesting little accent there you did.
I don't know. Trying to
That
make
sounded like somebody.
days of yore. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound.
I got that autumn wind and the Tokyo toe.
The Tokyo toe.
Something on the kicking end maybe, but the Tokyo toe can be it can be painful.
Well, yeah, that's no fun.
It's a cousin to the gout.
Yeah, that Tokyo toe's flaring up again. That's just not good. That's not good at all.
I'm
All
hurting
right.
myself today.
145. We'll wrap up this bad boy next right here on The Zone.
The Jazz, the Mammoth, and the Utes, Cougars, and Aggies. When it comes to sports in Utah, we've got you covered. This is Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Coach and I got to clear out of here because we need Jake and Ben on the air right at 2 o'clock because you got a little press conference brewing over there with the Utah Mammoth, kind of an end of season. You've got Andre Tierney, Bill Armstrong, Chris Armstrong, all addressing the media. So everything you need to know about postseason plans for the Mammoth. And I just want somebody out there to say, what do we got to do to bring back Kyler Yamamoto? That's it. I want one question asked.
That's what we want.
Put the priority on our guy Yams. We need him back.
And do yourself a favor every day and listen to Jake and Ben. I listened. I get to listen for only like 20 minutes now. My drive is not quite what it used to be, but love those guys and they do a great job of getting you home safe and sound from the office or wherever you are.
Yes, absolutely. And maybe when you're up in the sitting back on the hot tub, you just play a little Jake and Ben there.
That's
what
I did
like
yesterday.
they'd be right there in the hot tub with you.
That would be weird.
A little weird. Jake's. I'm just trying to crack Jake up. He's not even paying attention.
He's prepping.
I know.
Never in the proverbial bullpen.
Never a dull moment. He's ready. He's locked in, ready to go. All right. So lineup coming up tonight. Let's see if you can have another perfect night tonight. NBA, you got 2 games on the docket. Let's start with the Cavaliers taking on Detroit. Now, this is Detroit only a 3.5-point favorite. I would have expected a little bit more. Where are you going on this one?
Pistons.
Covering the 3.5?
Yeah, they bring the physicality in a big way tonight.
I could see this being a 10-point game.
And honestly, the cheat code out there, the Cavs, they have a couple dudes out there in every possession. Just go at them. And that's what Detroit will make no bones about it. They won't be schemed all great, but they're going to make the paint the priority.
This is like Minnesota against Denver. Just go at him.
Go at them. Make Donovan guard. Make Jared Allen saved their butt. Night, bottom line, he had a great night, and we've always Jake and I do pre and post. We have our little list of guys, and Jared Allen's always been on that list because he's there to do that. He doesn't necessarily have those numbers, but he plays like he wants to win every night.
Yeah. Which isn't as common as you would hope in the NBA.
Not anymore.
Nope. Lakers and Thunder. Thunder, a 15.5-point favorite in this one. You know what? Give me the Thunder minus the 15.5.
I think the Lakers, I think Bronny gets in the game tonight, and he is just able to basically finally ball out. No, I'm with you. The Thunder, and for all the reasons that Kurt Heelan talked about earlier, it's just such a mismatch in talent.
Oh, yeah.
And size and ability and everything else.
Yeah, no, this is going to be the Thunder. I will say the Lakers get one game. It'll be a gentleman's sweep. They'll get game 3, first game in L.A., kind of a nod to LeBron maybe playing in his last playoff series as a Laker, whatever. That he'll get one game. The calls will go their way, and they'll eke out one win because Oklahoma City said, we'll give you this one, and we'll close it out at home. But, yeah, this thing isn't going anywhere past 5.
Now, it's hard to be perfect every night, too. In the playoffs, you never know. And hey, LeBron got his kid drafted. He could negotiate a playoff win out of the league.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. No, it's like, hey, Adam, you owe me this one.
You owe me this one, dog.
Yeah, dog. Wild and Avalanche. We had a 9-6 game. First time these two teams played. I don't think your over-under is going to be at 14.5 going into this one, but I do think the Avalanche will win and probably win fairly easily tonight as well. So there you go. You going Avalanche as well?
Yeah, Avalanche. I mean, the scores, it was so high I thought it was at Coors Field.
Yeah.
But with the wind blowing out.
Especially with that rocky pitching staff, too.
No, I think the Avalanche will roll again tonight, but it'll be an entertaining game for sure.
All right, that wraps it up for us. Coming up next, Jake and Ben and Bill Armstrong, Andre Tierney, Chris Armstrong, the front office of the Utah Mammoth, their postseason wrap-up from them. You'll hear it next right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.